Do you feel like your eyes are itchy, red, and dry? Do you get styes on your eyelids often? If the answer is yes, you most likely have blepharitis. In today's video, I'll review what is blepharitis, what causes blepharitis, how to treat blepharitis. I'll give you my step-by-step guide for treating blepharitis at home. The steps are simple to follow and do not need a prescription. If you follow my recommendations, your eyes and eyelids are going to be a lot less red and feel more comfortable. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Audrey Tai. I'm a board-certified and fellowship-trained refractive and cataract surgeon, ophthalmologist, and cornea specialist. Welcome back to iChannel by iSurgeon. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell for upcoming videos on how to choose the best eye drops for your dry eyes, and many other topics on eye health. Blepharitis is a common eye condition that involves inflammation of the eyelids. It can affect both the upper and lower eyelids. People with blepharitis usually have eyelids that are red, inflamed, and swollen. They may experience itching and a persistent sensation of irritation in and around the eyelids. They may notice some crusty or flaky deposits at the base of the eyelashes, much like dandruff on their scalp. These deposits can be white, yellow, or even slightly greenish and are often more noticeable in the morning. They may have a gritty or burning sensation in the eyes, sensitivity to bright lights, lots of tearing, fluctuation of vision, and even blurred vision. In severe cases, they may even have significant lash loss. Blepharitis can have multiple causes, and often it is a combination of factors that contribute to the condition. Some common causes include: number 1, bacterial infection, particularly a type of bacteria called Staphylococcus. They can accumulate on the eyelids and cause inflammation. Number 2, seborrheic dermatitis. This skin condition causes increased oil production and flaky skin. Seborrheic dermatitis can also affect the scalp and face, causing dandruff and red skin. Number 3, meibomian gland dysfunction. Meibomian glands are tiny vertical-oriented oil glands in your eyelids responsible for making a thin layer of oil that helps keep the moisture in our eyes. Dysfunction of the meibomian glands can lead to decreased oil secretion onto the surface of the eye, which can cause dry eyes. Number 4, rosacea. Rosacea is a chronic skin condition that can cause redness and visible blood vessels on the face. This can also affect eyelids, causing blepharitis. Number 5, eyelash mites called demodex. These tiny mites live on the eyelids and can contribute to inflammation and irritation of the eyelids. Based on the location of the eyelid inflammation, blepharitis can be divided into 2 types: anterior and posterior blepharitis. Anterior blepharitis primarily affects the front portion of the eyelids where the eyelashes are located, which is often associated with bacterial overgrowth or certain skin condition, such as seborrheic dermatitis and rosacea. The 2 main subtypes of anterior blepharitis are staphylococcal blepharitis, caused by bacterial infection, and seborrheic blepharitis, caused by excessive oil production and flaky skin. Posterior blepharitis, or meibomian gland dysfunction, MGD. Posterior blepharitis affects the inner eyelids, particularly the meibomian glands, responsible for the production of the oil layer of the tears. Dysfunction of these glands can lead to rapid tear evaporation and dry eyes. People with MGD often get chalazions or styes on their eyelids. Demodex blepharitis can affect both the front and back portion of the eyelids and can cause both anterior and posterior blepharitis. Stay tuned for a more in-depth video on Demodex blepharitis. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of my new videos. Effective treatments for blepharitis focus on reducing eyelid inflammation, improving eyelid hygiene, and addressing any underlying causes. Here's my step-by-step guide for treating blepharitis at home. Step 1, warm compresses. Applying warm compresses to your closed eyelids can help soften the crust on the eyelashes, open blocked meibomian oil glands, and promote better circulation. This step will help treat both anterior and posterior blepharitis. It is important to use moist heat, as the moisture will help loosen the lash crusts and prepare the eyelids for the next treatment steps. For warm compresses, I recommend the Optase Heat Eye Mask for my blepharitis patient. The Optase eye mask provides moist heat by absorbing and storing moisture from the air while releasing consistent heat for over 10 minutes. You can heat up the Optase eye mask in an 800-watt microwave for 25 seconds. Make sure you follow microwave wattage instructions as they may vary. Place the heated eye mask over a piece of clean tissue to keep the eye mask clean, and place the eye mask over your closed eyelids for about 5 to 10 minutes for each session. I recommend my patients to do 2 sessions of warm compresses daily, one in the morning and one at night for 5 to 10 minutes each time. If you have an active stye or chalazion, I recommend you do warm compresses 3 to 4 times a day. Warm compresses are also a very important treatment step for dry eyes, specifically for dry eyes caused by meibomian gland dysfunction or posterior blepharitis. You can also learn more about this topic in this video. This video is sponsored by Optase, which is a brand I have recommended for quite a while to my patients in my own clinical practice. So I'm happy to now be able to partner with them to bring you this educational video series on dry eyes and blepharitis. I've listed links for all of the products I mentioned in the description below, so you can check them out. Step 2. Eyelid hygiene. Keeping your eyelids and eyelashes clean is crucial for managing blepharitis. The goal of eyelid hygiene is to remove debris, bacteria, and excess oil from the eyelids, as well as to remove the nasty layer of bacterial biofilm on our eyelids. Optase tea tree oil gel is what I recommend for my blepharitis patients in my clinical practice. Optase tea tree oil gel contains tea tree oil, sodium hyaluronate, provitamin B5. Tea tree oil is a natural ingredient that is anti-inflammatory, and studies have shown that tea tree oil is effective for treating Demodex blepharitis. Sodium hyaluronate is a derivative of hyaluronic acid. It is found naturally in the eye, where it is produced as a response to injury to the surface of our eyes to promote healing. Optase tea tree oil gel is also preservative-free and does not cause eye irritation. I found it is a gentle but effective way to remove debris and scruffs from the eyelids and eyelashes. When using the cleaning gel, you should wash your hands thoroughly, and then put a small amount of gel on clean fingertips. Close your eyes and gently clean and massage the eyelids and eyelashes with the gel, and then gently rinse your eyelids and eyelashes with warm water and pat the eyelids dry with a clean towel. If you wear eye makeup, I recommend that you fully remove your eye makeup first, and then use the tea tree oil gel to clean your eyelids and eyelashes. If you would like to use a lid cleansing wipe for eye makeup removal, Optase also makes tea tree oil eyelid wipes. And since the wipes are individually wrapped, you can take them anywhere. The wipes contain tea tree oil, hyaluronic acid, aloe vera, and chamomile to provide a soothing and moisturizing effect to the eyelids, while effectively removing scruffs, debris, crusting, and excess oils from the eyelids with the textured cleansing cloth. Alternatively, you can prepare a small cup of warm water with a few drops of baby shampoo. Dip a clean cotton swab or lint-free pad to clean the bases of your eyelashes. Make sure you're gentle to avoid irritating the eyelids, and rinse thoroughly and pat the eyelids dry afterwards. I recommend my patients to perform an eyelid hygiene routine twice daily for 1 month when they're initially diagnosed with blepharitis, and then decrease to once daily for maintenance. Step 3. Hypochlorous acid eyelid spray. Hypochlorous acid may sound scary, but it is a natural ingredient that already exists in our body. It is created by white blood cells as a defense system against infection and bacteria. Studies have shown that 20 minutes after application of a saline hygiene solution containing hypochlorous acid at 0.01% concentration, subjects experienced a 99% reduction of the Staphylococcus bacteria on their eyelids. Hypochlorous acid eyelid spray can prevent bacterial overgrowth on the eyelids when used long-term. In my clinical practice, I recommend my patients to use Optase Protect Eyelid Cleansing Spray. It contains 0.015% hypochlorous acid, and it is pH neutral and preservative-free. At this concentration, it is gentle and safe to use on the skin, even the sensitive skin on the eyelids. I recommend using the spray after doing treatment step 2, cleaning the eyelids and eyelashes. When using the spray, hold the bottle about 6 to 10 inches from the eyelid, and then spray it onto the closed eyelids. The spray will spread and cover the eylids, eyelid margins, and surrounding skin. There's no need to rinse or wipe afterwards. You can simply leave the solution on the eyelids and let it dry naturally. I recommend my patients apply the Protect Eyelid Cleansing Spray twice daily for 2 weeks when they're first diagnosed with blepharitis, and then once daily for maintenance. If you suspect you have blepharitis or are experiencing any of the symptoms I'm mentioning in this video, make sure you consult a qualified eye doctor for an accurate diagnosis and appropriate treatment plan, because the treatments for blepharitis can vary based on the type and severity of blepharitis. And remember, even after your symptoms improve, it is important to maintain good eyelid hygiene to prevent future flare-ups. Let me know in the comments below which blepharitis treatment step I mentioned in this video you find most informative. If you find this video helpful, or if you have learned anything new from this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to help me bring you more videos about eye health and eye surgery. You can also follow me on Facebook and LinkedIn at Dr. Audrey Tai to learn more about my practice. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.